Welcome back to mathythings.net. Today we were making a cypher worksheet on mathythings.net. It's one of the features that you do not need an account to make, so we're going to go to Make an Activity, make a cypher worksheet here. Let's talk about what a cypher worksheet is. So I'm just going to jump through and make all the steps real quick here. Once I pick my problem type, so here I want two-step equations, and I'm going to build a worksheet. Now a cypher worksheet is one where it's got this cypher riddle, or the cypher at the bottom. Each letter corresponds to a number. So if we solve one of these problems, we get a number, and then we get an answer for that one. So for example, we solve this, we get C equals 4. So everywhere we see a 4, we're going to put the letter H. And then as they complete the puzzle, it fills in all the letters. And this allows them to check their solutions, because if they get an answer that's not down here, they made a mistake. And if their answer doesn't make sense, then they've made a mistake. So for us, we've got our joke here. What do you do when 50 zombies surround your house? Hope it's Halloween. I can show the solutions here and have the solutions version for me. I can hide the problem instructions, which saves me a little space. I can also change the spacing in between the problems, so that way they have a little bit more work to do each problem. Now, because I did not log in, I can print, but I can't save. So if we look down here at the bottom where it has save, there's not a button there. So we're going to lose all our progress. But we can go up to File. And I'm working in Firefox here. Google's print option is over here. We see that it looks like this, and I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Cool. So, let's go ahead and talk about the features that you might want it to have, especially if you're saving it and if you want to come back to this later. This information up here is for referencing it later and finding it when you're searching. So two-step equations. Oh, I hit save. Two-step equations. Math 7. 7.ns. This is a link to an image. Say, for example, we pick a different riddle. Where's the one about libraries? There's the one about libraries. So there's this great quote about libraries. The library is a temple of learning, and learning has liberated more people than all the wars of history. It might be good to have a picture of a book on that one. So I'm going to grab this picture here, copy the image location, and put it right up here. So when I make my worksheet, that picture should show up. Then here we've got our cipher type. We'll come back to that in just a minute. And we've got our number of problems. So let's look at our quote. Our quote has 17 different letters. So say we have to pick a number less than 17. So I'm going to pick 15 here. And then we pick our problem type. Here again, two-step equations. If you see a green box, it means things can be opened up and there are sub-choices. Let's go ahead and build that worksheet. And see that little picture of the book has come down in the corner. And because we had two letters, so all the P's and the E's are shown. Excellent. If we want our solutions version, we just click the box and we can see all the solutions. Hide that again. We're ready to print it out. Change the spacing if we need to. And then we would have to check to see if it all prints on one page. And I'm betting in this, oh, it doesn't quite make it. So if I hide all the solves, if I hide all the instructions, it still doesn't. So I either need to make it a little bit smaller or get rid of the picture. And I don't really need the picture. come down here, reformat one more time. File, print preview. And now it all fits on one page. So I'm pretty happy with that. I guess you can't always get can't get everything you want. Good. Now let's talk about some of the things that can go wrong. So rather than doing this, I'm going to pick a type of problem that does not have a whole lot of answers. So if I go down here, single digit subtraction, single digit result. This can only have the answers 0 through 9. But we've got more problems than that, so when we try to build a new worksheet, it tells us there's an error, that problems 3 and 10 have the same answer, and 9 and 11 and 3 and 12, so there's lots of things that are repeated here. And so this is not in a functioning state. It still goes through the algorithm, it thinks it works sort of stupidly. You just have to recognize that there is an error here. So we have to add another type of problem, or we can reduce the number of problems. Or we can go in and edit a particular problem. Say, for example, problem 10 here had the same answer. So I can make a new solution, say 14, and we'll say, 7 plus 7. Customize. And now we've got there, that's a 14, and there's the 14 there. Now that doesn't fix all of our problems, but we could go through and change each problem manually, or we can just keep trying to pick new ones and see how it works out. Excellent. So now we've made a worksheet. Let's look at the last thing, what the different options are. So if we do cypher 2, and again we hit reformat, now it's a two-step process. This works particularly well if we're doing something like simplifying. Let's just make some of these smaller so we don't have to worry about it now. Reformat. I guess I should rebuild. Build a new worksheet. So now, if these were the answers, they'd be too long, they'd mess up all the spacing. But now, each one, so the first letter that we have is 3, so we can do problem 3. If we look at the solutions, this one is negative 8x plus the h. So our 3 here, we would put an h here. And everywhere we see a 3, we would put an h. Then we could go on, problem 7. Problem 7, we look, the answer is 11. So there we would put an A. So every place we see a 7, we would put an A.